Hey everybody, how are you? I hope each and every one of you is doing very, very, very well. This is Bob Cargill. This is Bob Cargill's Marketing Show, and this is the 200th episode of Bob Cargill's Marketing Show. So proud to be able to say that. Yeah, it was over 7 years ago, February 2018. I started this podcast, and I've been keeping on ever since, and I will keep on keeping on going forward. That's my plan, doing this indefinitely, like my blog that I started in 2004. Now my podcast started in 2018, and you know, this is what I believe about social media. This is what I believe about communications. It's an extension of our lives. IRL, in real life. Yeah, we're busy. We keep on keeping on there, and we share ourselves personally, professionally, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, there. And I mean in real life here. And why not online as well? So a podcast, a blog, social media, etc. That's my strong feeling about social media. You know that. My students know that. Anyone within earshot knows how I think about social media. It should be something we do day in and day out. And sharing is caring. That's how I feel. So the more we put out there, the more people sense, hey, this person cares about me. I'm going to reciprocate, give something back. And yeah, that's how good, mutually beneficial relationships are formed. That's how I believe. That's how I believe strongly. And I believe that way strongly, passionately, earnestly about social media. Not even a question. This podcast, Bob Cargill's Marketing Show, is about marketing, about social media, and frankly, about whatever's on my mind at the time I record it. And hey, it's the privilege I have, the honor I have, the authority, frankly, I have as a podcaster. And there we go. I will segue into another point about social media. Social media, you own it. It's owned media. And it's a great opportunity for you. Everyone can be a publisher, like I write my blog. Everyone can be a broadcaster, like I have my podcast, like I have my YouTube channel with over 1,000 videos. You have such an opportunity here. And I say this to the young people, especially digital natives. You've grown up with the phone. My phone's right here in front of me, recording at the same time as I'm recording off of my computer using Riverside. Thank you, Riverside. But what I'm saying is you have the opportunity that I didn't. I mean, the book I wrote, 20 Jobs, 20 Lessons, Long Strange Career in Marketing, from junk mail to social media. Half of my career was before the internet. I didn't have, when I was young, the opportunity that I had about halfway through my career. So half of my career or so before the internet, a good half and more now, and going forward, continuing indefinitely, is after the internet. And I embraced social media early on. I embraced technology early on, and I encourage each and every one of you to embrace technology. Specifically, I'm talking about social media, and frankly, I'm also talking about AI nowadays. But you can put yourselves out there, build a personal brand, learn skills that are very valuable on the job, no matter what you do for work, no matter where you work. That's so valuable to you. And then, as I said earlier, sharing is caring. It's so valuable to those on the receiving end of your messages. So what would be stopping you? What is getting between you and using social media daily? Okay? Seriously, nothing could be more important in my mind in today's day and age. And I'll segue to my right-hand monitor over here, where I have open an article from Rolling Stone. And this was, to me, this was an earth-shattering article. If I couldn't have said it better myself. Victoria Chenoweth on April 22, 2025. Not all that long ago. This is May 23rd, so just a little over a month ago. She wrote for Rolling Stone magazine, "The future belongs to storytellers. Why your personal brand matters." I couldn't have said it better myself. She says it awesomely well, and I'm going to quote her. Victoria Chenoweth says right here, and I love this line, that a personal story isn't just about where you've been. It's about where you're going and why others should come along for the ride. Students, you've heard me many, many times, my college students. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Students have heard that. People who have read my book have heard that. People who know me have heard that time and time again. And Victoria Chenoweth says it perfectly here in Rolling Stone in her article, What is Your Story? Is the graphic at the top, the headline, The Future Belongs to Storytellers, Why Your Personal Brand Matters. The future belongs to you, folks. If you can jump on, not if you can, when you jump on social media and start sharing who you are as a personal brand. Everybody is a brand, okay? Everybody is a personal brand. That's you, uniquely you. So all you need to do is tell your story and tell people where you've been, where you're going, bring them along for the ride every step of the way. And that way, people will get to know you. And the more people get to know you, the more likely they will be to like you and respect you. And if we're talking professionally, if that's the reason you're using social media, in addition to keeping in touch with your family and friends, et cetera, if you're using it at all for professional reasons, the more likely they will be to do business with you because you have built trust. Okay? There's a blog post in my book, 20 Jobs, 20 Lessons, that I share with my students and I ask them to do an online discussion about. And it's 10 things I've learned from my parents about social media. No, they don't use social media all that much, if at all. My dad's no longer with us. My mom's still going strong. So proud of you, Mom. God bless you, Mom. 94 years young. My dad never used social media that I know of. Not the computer much either at all. My mom a little bit. I mean, a tiny bit. But what I'm going to say is the lessons in this blog post that I repurposed and shared in my blog that I use as a discussion with my students are life lessons, okay? And I use them, I apply them to social media. Life lessons I learned from my parents that have carried me into, along my journey, carried me and helped me succeed along the course of my journey. One of them is being trustworthy. So my parents taught me, in real life, it's important to earn trust, to have the trust of others. What could be more important on social media? And frankly, get this, earning trust on social media helps you become more trustworthy to others, both online and off, both on social media and in real life, IRL, because people see you on social media, frankly, quite a bit more than they probably see you in real life, in person, because social media is easy to use. You just hold up your phone, you just press a button, you do what I'm doing, get a couple cameras in front of you, not just one, my webcam and my phone, and share who you are as a personal brand with people on the receiving end of your messages. And don't worry how many people are on the receiving end of your messages. Don't worry about necessarily the quality of your messages. Just put yourself out there. And that's trustworthiness being built. Trustworthiness in the process of being built. Day in and day out. Keep on, keeping on, sharing content on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on X, on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, you name the channel. Be conspicuous in your presence on social media, because you can be more conspicuous on social media than in real life. It's just how it works. That's why digital is so miraculous, is so powerful, prevalent, predominant, pervasive, because we can do things like, again, what I'm doing from my home, wherever we are, whatever we're doing, we can tune in and share. Why wouldn't we do that? And I'm not talking necessarily to you, because if you're listening, if you're watching, my guess is you are doing that. But do it daily. Do it multiple times a day. Doing it on as many channels as possible a day, as many times a day as possible. from wherever you are, whatever you are doing, whoever you are with. Again, that way, we all come closer together. And think about the possibilities if we all come closer together. We all get to know each other and like each other. And again, if we're using social for professional reasons at all, we maybe are more likely to do business with one another. Sure, I'm not naive. I don't have my head in the sand. There's a lot of negativity, unfortunately, on social media. But the more of us who have positive words to share, good things to talk about, who can educate and inspire and inform in constructive, positive ways, that'll push down the negativity. We don't want those negative voices, those critical voices to be heard more than ours. So that's why I believe social media should be taught at a very young age. I think because technology is coming upon us, emerging so fast and furiously, we need to really look at the urgency of learning social media and not ban phones at a young age and not limit use of social media, but actually encourage and educate with regard to how to use social media. Because if more people use it, I believe it will be a reflection of society, which is much more good than bad, positive than negative. We need the positive, we need the good to push down, eclipse, overshadow the negative. Anyways, let me talk about a few random things. I do have notes in front of me. Boston Marathon, right there. That's my 2025. I think that's the medal right there. That's certainly the number right there. My 2025 Boston Marathon on Monday, April 21 of this year. Again, just a little more than a month ago. And it was an amazing experience. It was a life-changing experience. But each and every one of my marathons, 23 now, 20 Bostons, 17 official Bostons, each and every one of them for charity, and 11 of those for Christmas Haven. It tells me what I learned from my running is you never know how far you can go until you try. Because this year, so, I've run marathons in I should have been prepared for this in terms of my times. 22-ish, in the 320s. Back when I was in my 20s, early 20s, let's say, 40, 45 years ago, I have run them that, let's say, fast, relatively speaking, 320s, 330s, etc. And a bunch in, the low 4 hours, etc. But not like this year. What was it, I can't remember, 520 something and change. But it doesn't matter how fast, it's that I completed it. And at least that's how I felt this year with all my injuries. And I'm 66. I'm no spring chicken anymore. And the fact that I got it done made me so proud. The fact that the BAA, Boston Athletic Association, puts on such an amazing race. I think it was the 129th annual Boston Marathon. It's historic. It's iconic. It's legendary. And I had the hamstring issue. I had the peroneal tendonitis, the bone spur, that's the left ankle, left foot, hamstring, which is chronic tendinosis, left hamstring, adductor, that's on the left leg. You name the issues I was dealing with this year, I had them. And it was for about 2 months I was not able to run, January and February, prime training months. So I really, admittedly, put in not a lot of running training. I did a lot of cross training. I did the treadmill over here a little bit in my house, and a lot of leg exercises, stretching, strength exercising. I went to PT. I went to chiropractic care. I tried all kinds of treatment, a little electro stim. I don't know if any of that worked. What worked is my willpower, and my legs cooperated the day of the marathon, and I got it done, and I was so very happy. And the lesson there And the lesson I want to share with you is you never know how far you can go until you try, because a lot of people were probably wondering why I was doing it again at my age with injuries. I hear the doubters, the critics, the naysayers, the people. I understand questioning why I'm still doing marathons, but people who do marathons get it. And people who do reach high, who go above and beyond, get it. It's my will, my drive, my determination. It's my heart. And yeah, it's my body, my mind, my spirit. I could go on and on why I still do it. It feels good and it's satisfying. And I do experience runner's high. And I do, hey, I run for charity when I run the Boston Marathon. I raise a lot of money for Christopher's Haven, a ridiculously awesome nonprofit organization in Boston. They provide housing for families whose kids are undergoing cancer treatment. I've raised a lot of money thanks to all my supporters, my donors, my friends, my family, for them. So how can I, not turn down the opportunity when I get it, thanks to Greater Framingham Running Club, the BAA, and a handful of times, directly through the nonprofit organizations for whom I've run. I can't turn down that opportunity. I'm too close geographically to where the Boston Marathon is. I'm too still in shape to not turn down that opportunity, and I'm too determined to accomplish things. So that's the Boston Marathon. Let me tell you what I've been doing lately. The teaching, that keeps me busy. 4 courses this spring semester, although several of them, have wound down. So my workload is lighter, and I have time to record a long podcast like this on video and audio. We'll put it up this soon. This is Friday, May 23rd, 1:11 p.m. to be exact. But this will probably be dropped a few days from now, maybe after Memorial Day or around Memorial Day, maybe before Memorial Day, but within the next few days, let's say. And this is episode 200. Proud of that. Yes. So the teaching. Northeastern University right now, I'm teaching a course in social media and brand strategy implementation. We just finished the course there in digital era skills. I taught marketing at Suffolk University this spring and inbound marketing at Fisher College this spring. And in the fall, I already have courses lined up at Suffolk and hopefully Northeastern. We're talking to them right now about which courses I may or may not be teaching. And MCPHS, Mass College of Pharmacy, I will be teaching marketing, principles of marketing in the fall. I love my second career. I'm very blessed and grateful to have the opportunity to teach college students. And my students know, my ridiculously awesome, wicked smart students know how much I love being in the classroom, love teaching, and how much I think of them. I think the world of each and every one of my students, okay? And they know that. They hear me say that. And something else they hear me say, and we'll get to that. I'll talk about it. I want to close with that, but I'll hint to that now. And that is, I don't know what happened. That seemed to just little glitch if you're watching the video, but we will keep on moving. Keep on keeping on. Yeah, it looks like I can continue. This is me using Riverside, the Pro version. I think it was for the first time. And my phone here. Yeah, so my phone's got me. And little editing. My son Ben sometimes helps me with editing. We'll figure that all out. But it looks like it's still continuing to record. That's good. Where was I? The teaching. And oh, I know where I was. My students. As often as I can, I tell them they are rock stars. They've heard that time and time again. Maybe you who are listening, watching, have heard that from me before. There's a story behind that. And I'll tell you the story in a few minutes when we end. I want to talk about my book a little bit and talk about the fact that the book is now available. Oh, I just so happen to have a copy of it right here. The book is available now as an audio book thanks to 11 Labs. And they have an app, 11 Reader. 11 Labs has the 11 Reader app, and my voice I used and had professionally cloned. It's called Professional Voice Clone from 11 Labs. So it is my voice. I uploaded a half an hour of my voice. And that enables their AI, artificial intelligence, to narrate that book more than 5 hours, a bunch of hours of narration. And it was very affordable, quite easy. And as I wrote somewhere, it took me 2 years to write the book, less than 2 weeks to have that book narrated and uploaded using my professional voice clone, thanks to 11 Labs artificial intelligence. And that's up on the 11 Reader app. And you can download it and listen to it for free. And that's pretty cool. And it sounds just like me. And I joke, it is me. But it's AI. But it is me. But it's AI. I only recorded half an hour of my voice, and they turned it into narration of the whole book. That makes me really, really happy. Makes me excited. And there's that. And there is AI. And what I tell my students about AI is you need to partner with it. You need to make it your companion, because you don't want to fall dangerously far behind. You don't want to fall dangerously far behind with regard to AI, as I have been preaching about social media for over 20 years. Don't embrace technology. Don't avoid it, because that will result in, again, you falling dangerously far behind. It's inevitable. So avoid it at your own potential peril. Embrace it, especially young people. Okay? AI, we're starting to use it in the schools, definitely teaching it in the schools where I teach. And it's a reality regardless. I think I read somewhere something like 90%, seriously, if you can believe it, of college students are using some form of AI. So as professors, we need to learn it and integrate it into our classrooms. And as citizens of the world, we need to learn it and use it in our personal and professional lives. And I am doing just that. And my book is an example, the audiobook version of the book that I wrote, 20 Jobs, 20 Lessons. Now it's available in audiobook form, thanks to my voice being uploaded to 11 Labs and 11 Labs AI, turning it into a book narrated by my professional voice clone. How cool is that? I think it's very, very, very cool. So social media, as I started out, it holds you accountable. And I tell my students that all the time. Social media means you are public and you are sharing and caring, and you, relatively speaking, had better know what you're talking about if you're informing and educating. People do like to hear from you. People do want to see you. People do want to hear your story. As I was saying earlier on with regard to the article in the Rolling Stone, Victoria Chenoweth, people want to know your journey from beginning to end. A personal story, as she says, I quote, a personal story isn't just about where you've been, it's about where you're going and why others should come along for the ride. Do share your life story on social media. Document your days. People care. And it will benefit you, number one, because you'll have an audience, you'll have a network. Number two, and this is the challenge, and probably why a lot of people are afraid of social media, it holds you accountable. And I like that. And what I mean by that, if you're speaking on camera, you have to be on, if you will. You have to be comfortable doing that, confident doing that. And yeah, relatively decent at doing that. And where I'm going with that is, don't worry about flaws. I'm as imperfect as they come. Don't worry about, you're not going to see me reading the nightly news on national TV anytime soon. But I can have a podcast. I can share short videos. I can do TikTok. I can write my blog. I can tweet on X daily, multiple times a day. And so can you. And that's the point. You don't have to be perfect. At the same time, it holds you accountable, and you do get better and better and better. You get better at speaking, you get better at writing, better at communicating, better at understanding your audience, better at understanding your customers, better at what you do on the job, better at having a bigger network. What could be better? That is the payoff to me That is the biggest payoff to social media. You evolve. And evolution is a good thing. If it's positive evolution, and I believe using technology like social media and now AI is a positive step in the right direction, if we get more of us, especially if we have more of us who use it for positive and good reasons, getting heard, having a platform, spreading the good words that will help, that will improve, that will benefit, that will teach, that will inspire, that will entertain. Okay, on to another point. Let's talk about human qualities and how that's so important. Yeah, I know where I'm going here. You will know where I'm going here. Ties back to social media, ties back to being just yourself, that unique you. Human qualities are more important than ever because technology is taking over, dominating. And the society, I see it, you probably see it, it seems to not care or not be able to keep up. Maybe society does care, but aren't able to keep up. People aren't able to keep up with what's going on. So that's why, number one, embracing technology, understanding it, knowing how to use it, and then use it to show who you are. And that could be if you're a corporate brand or if you're a personal brand. Human qualities matter. So I tell my students, when we use social media in the classroom, when I'm using social media right now to reach an audience, the qualities, yeah, I'm embracing technology, but using technology, ironically, to show my human side, to show who I am, what I sound like, what I have to say, what I look like, all my flaws. You know, I'm imperfect as they come, but I am here talking to you. Hopefully you're listening to me and giving you an opportunity to get to know me better. That's the human side of communication, of technology, of AI, okay, of where we're going as a society. It's technology, technology, technology. But if we integrate technology with who we are as people, the human side is what people beg for, okay? And what is still natural to us, instinctive to us, and we are capable of delivering, sharing, providing to those on the receiving end of our messages, day in and day out. I'll wind down with this story. Stephanie's son, a ridiculously awesome, wicked smart student at Northeastern University. She just graduated. Congratulations, Stephanie. She recorded an interview with me a few months ago about why I call people rock stars, and I'll tell you why, and I'll end with this. I call people rock stars because when I was young, I never had the self-esteem, the confidence to believe in myself like I needed to believe in myself in order to succeed at the highest possible level. I used to go to a lot of concerts, and I looked up to rock stars, and we all do. When we go to concerts, when we listen to music, we say, wow, those rock stars, they can do no wrong. They can sing their songs, and we'll listen to them. We want to know the lyrics. We want to sing the tunes. We want to see them in concert. We'll pay for their merch, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's why we call them rock stars. Imagine being a rock star. So I tell students, I tell anyone within the earshot, believe in yourself. Feel like a rock star. I didn't when I was young. I've tried to and still am challenged with low self-esteem. So when I say I try to, it's not always the case, but I try to have that rock star mindset because it makes you feel good. And if you feel good, you feel confident and you feel able to do more and better things day in and day out. So I want you to feel like a rock star, young or old like me. I'm not that old, but 66, no spring chicken. But here we go. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, I want you to believe in yourself and feel good about yourself, because if you believe in yourself and feel good about yourself, life is easier. And we all then feel good, well, not just ourselves, but each other. So you believe in yourself and feel like you are a rock star and tell others what I'm going to end by telling you. Episode 200, Bob Cargill's Marketing Show, my podcast. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I want each and every one of you to know that you are a rock star. Thanks for listening.